Babylon didn't fall in flames. No final battle, no heroes. The greatest city in the world was simply taken as if it was already dead. Imagine standing in the scorching sun of central Mesopotamia 2,600 years ago. Before you rises something that seems physically impossible. The Ishtar Gate. It is covered in deep blue glazed bricks that shine like the sky itself and decorated with golden reliefs of dragons and bulls. This was not just a city, it was the navel of the world. But behind the massive walls lay a deeper ambition. Babylon did not just try to conquer land, they tried to tame the cosmos itself and create an order that would never perish. They tried, in a sense, to freeze time. Under King Nebuchadnezzar II, Babylon reached its zenith. But for the Babylonians, power was not enough. They suffered from a form of cultural anxiety. They knew that empires before them, the Sumerians, the Akkadians, the Assyrians, had fallen and turned to dust. And they wanted to build something that could last. Babylon was the world's largest city. The walls were so wide that 2 chariots could pass each other on top. By building in burnt bricks instead of sun-dried clay, like their neighbors, they were literally trying to build for eternity, the house of the foundation between heaven and earth. This was the inspiration for the Bible's Tower of Babel. It was not just a temple. It was a vertical axis meant to lock the earth to the unchangeable stars. The Babylonians invented the sexagesimal numeral system, base 60. They were the first to systematically map the movements of the planets over centuries. To them, astronomy was not just science, it was prophecy. If they could predict a solar eclipse, they had cracked the code of the God's will. They created the first precise calendars that attempted to synchronize the cycle of the moon with the year of the sun. They tried to force the chaotic universe into a perfect mathematical grid. But the more Babylon tried to freeze its greatness, the more vulnerable they became to change. The story of the Hanging Gardens is the ultimate symbol of this. An artificial mountain of green in the middle of a dusty desert. It was an attempt to defy the laws of nature and create an eternal paradise, independent of the local climate. But the isolation and the extreme focus on traditional ritual order meant they overlooked the growing threats from the outside. While the priests in Babylon spent decades perfecting rituals for the god Marduk, a new, more dynamic empire emerged to the east, the Persian Empire. October 539 BCE, the king, Belshazzar, throws a feast. They drink from gold chalices stolen from the Temple of Jerusalem. They laugh at the Persian army of Cyrus the Great, camped outside in the dirt. They believe the lie they told themselves: Babylon is eternal. Time has stopped here, but time does not stop. While the music played and the wine flowed, the Persians weren't attacking the walls. They were attacking the water. In a feat of engineering that mirrored Babylon's own ambition, Cyrus's engineers dug a canal to divert the Euphrates into a nearby basin. The river, the lifeblood of the city, began to sink, inch by inch, foot by foot. The unpassable barrier beneath the bronze gates turned into a muddy road. The climax wasn't a roar of cannons or a slow siege, it was a silent invasion. The Persian soldiers waded through the knee-deep mud, slipping into the heart of the empire, while the elites were still toasting to their immortality. The guards, drunk on the myth of their own invincibility, didn't even hear them coming. In a single night, the empire that tried to freeze time was shattered. The eternal city was taken without a fight. The clock they tried to stop finally struck midnight. Today, the Ishtar Gate sits in a museum in Berlin, thousands of miles from the Iraqi sand. The Hanging Gardens are a ghost story, debated by archaeologists. The ziggurats are mounds of melted brick. Nebuchadnezzar failed. You cannot freeze time. You cannot build a wall high enough to keep out the future. And yet, look at your phone. Look at the 60-second countdown. Look at the way we still map the stars. Babylon fell, but the grid they laid over reality remains. They didn't save their city, but they captured our minds. We are all still living in Babylon's dream. We are just the latest ones trying to figure out how to make the moment last forever.